Wood's Dispatch. In 1854, the policy of education was given a new direction by Wood's Dispatch, authored by Charles Wood. The dispatch set forth a comprehensive scheme of education in India. It recommended the setting up of a network of educational institutions in the country. It made a provision of education from primary to the university level. English was made the medium of instruction for Western knowledge and sciences. It was felt that the time is appropriate for the establishment of universities in India. Departments of education were set up in the provinces in 1854. In 1857, universities were set up at Calcutta, Madras and Bombay on the lines of London University. After 1854, the company decided to improve the system of vernacular education in India. It felt that this could be done by introducing order within the system, establishing rules and ensuring regular discipline. It appointed a number of government pundits, each in charge of looking after 4 to 5 schools. The task of the pandit was to visit pathshalas and try to improve the standard of teaching. Each guru was asked to submit periodic reports and take classes according to regular timetable. Teachings were supposed to be based on textbooks and learning needed to be tested through a system of annual examination. Students were asked to pay a regular fee, attend regular classes, sit on fixed seats, and obey the new rules. The new system was quite different from the earlier ones. The aims of education were to match the needs of the colonial empire. In the earlier system, the salary of the teachers were paid by the community they served. Now, they became government servants. Earlier, the teachers selected the texts to teach according to the needs of the community. Under the colonial system, the teachers had no say in the curriculum. Passing the examination conducted by the government became the main goal. Teachers often felt intimidated by visiting school inspectors. From the beginning, the parents who sent their children to English schools believed that there would be a conflict between them and their children. They often blamed the educational system for their child's behavior. Many people started believing that this education was not good for one's character. British educated Indians grew up learning about Pythagoras, Galileo and Newton, without ever learning about Aryabhatta, Bhaskar and Panini. Many felt embarrassed in acknowledging India's contribution in the fields of arts and literature. Option. Many felt embarrassed in acknowledging Indians' contribution in the field of arts and literature. Gandhiji wrote in the Harijan that English education made Indian students foreigners in their own country. A major weakness was the neglect of mass education. Education was more expensive and only the rich and town people could afford it. Scientific and technical education was neglected. However, English education also opened doors to rational and scientific ideas. It spread the ideas of democracy, nationalism, liberty and socialism. Education was not confined to any one caste or group. English became a medium for conversation between people of the different regions, especially during the freedom struggle, though a very small percentage understood English. Trivia. The University of Calcutta is a public state university located in Kolkata and was the first university established in India on 24 January 1850. Hunter Commission. In 1882, Hunter Commission was appointed by Lord Ripon, which made several recommendations for cause of education. Higher education progressed at great speed during the next few decades of that time. Lord Curzon appointed the Raleigh Commission to look into the condition and prospects of the universities established in India. It submitted its report in 1902. Its recommendations were embodied in the University Act of 1904. The main result of the passing of the Act was to Europeanize the Senate and Syndicate of the universities and to turn them into completely government universities. The Indians were opposed to the Act because they considered it as restriction of opportunities for higher education to the young Indians. It created bitterness among Indian leaders and made Lord Curzon more unpopular among the educated Indians. Lord Chelmsford appointed Sedlar Commission to look into the problems of Calcutta University. The commission submitted a voluminous report in 1919 which dealt with problems of secondary and university education. it provided for special attention to be paid to the education of women. The medium of instruction up to high school was fixed to be in vernacular, and for later stages, it was to be in English. The Dhaka and Lucknow University was started in 1921 and Delhi University in 1922. Under the Government of India Act of 1919, the Department of Education was transferred into the hands of Indian ministers responsible to provincial legislature. The Government of India controlled and guided the general policy of higher education. Under the Government of India Act of 1935, entire university education was placed under the control of the provincial government.